The New York Jets are taking on the Carolina Panthers on Sunday, a team that is coming off another big win. Bryce Young playing really good football. Their running back filling in for Chuba Hubbard, Rico, is absolutely balling. The 0-6 Jets are hosting the 3-3 Carolina Panthers. You guys let me know right now in the comments, do you have any hope of the Jets pulling off an upset? Because I'm telling you this, and I'm going to say it every single preview, every single week. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The Jets are not going 0-17 this year. And maybe that's just me saying that because I cannot fathom that being a reality. But they're going to win a game. And I'm going to keep saying that it's going to start this week until proven otherwise. Because the Jets lost to the Denver Broncos on Sunday in London. But it's not like they got blown out, they got killed. There was some promising, encouraging things in that game that if the Jets can build on, they have a chance here. And it starts with their defense. The New York Jets defensively absolutely changed everything. Now, the big problem now with the Jets moving forward is this. Garrett Wilson's hurt. So that's why I bring up the defense as the X factor in this game. Because there is no pass attack anymore. There's no more Garrett Wilson for the next few weeks. So Arian Smith is going to be elevated to what? Wide receiver 2, 3? I'd rather him be number 1 receiver. We have Josh Reynolds going to be running routes. We have Alan Lazard running routes. Tyler Johnson, not good. Not good. So the only way the Jets can pull off the upset in this game is if their defense is completely lights out. And it's not going to be easy to do. The Carolina Panthers just beat the Dallas Cowboys, a team the Jets were not able to beat. And I feel like we are deeply in evaluation mode with this football team. It's not just the players, it's the coaches. We're evaluating Aaron Glenn. We're evaluating Tanner Engstrand. We're evaluating Steve Wilkes. And I've said this throughout the week already, but I want to remind everybody about this. Aaron Glenn's Jets has been very consistent in how they've been losing up until Denver's game. A lot of the issues that they kept talking about is going to get fixed kept happening, and they finally fixed it against Denver, and that was the penalties, the turnovers, and the defense. Those 3 things got fixed. That was one game. So let's see. Are those issues going to remain fixed? Are they going to just have 2 penalties and limit those back-breaking mental penalties that they've had? Are they going to force another turnover? Are they going to win the turnover battle again? Is their defense going to look much improved? If that happens again, like if the Jets go up against Carolina, the penalties are low, they win the turnover battle, and their defense is playing really well, I find it hard for the Jets not to win because as annoying of the Denver Broncos team was, their defense is top tier. The Panthers defense is not top tier. They're a solid defense. I'm not saying they're a bad, trash defense. They're not. They're a good defense, but they're not great. They're not elite. They don't have the sack leader, Nick Benito, coming off the edge. They don't have the defensive player of the year lined up outside. The problem, though, is matchups. The Jets don't have Garrett Wilson. So where is the pass attack going to come from? You know, Justin Fields is obviously still going to be the quarterback, and this is a game where he's going to have to really prove that you can bounce back off of a bad effort. Justin Fields just got to let it fly, man. He got nothing to lose. And Garrett Wilson said it really well in the post-game press conference after their loss to the Broncos. And it's sad he's not going to be playing in this game, it seems, with the hyperextension of his knee. But he said that, like, we got nothing to lose right now. Let's let it rip. Let's let it go. I'm hopeful, or, I mean, we'll see. The Jets' offensive game plan needs to be nothing but aggressiveness. Because if they go conservative and they're like, all right, no Garrett Wilson, that means we're just going to run. That means we're just going to run. That means we're just going to run. And you don't even try to throw the football. Like, Justin Fields is limited, and that's not a secret to anybody. He's not processing the field well. He's not going to, you know, the open quick out routes when it's there in time. He's late on a lot of throws. But maybe you take those weaknesses and you find some of his strengths and you optimize that. Get Justin Fields moving. He's not Jared Goff. And he's not a good quarterback. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit that. Justin Fields is not a good enough quarterback. Now, the weird thing about Justin Fields is last year with Pittsburgh, he's 4-2 in 6 games. This year's 0-6 with the Jets, so you can take that as you will. But the Jets have not been successful with Justin Fields ever since that first game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was the only game where Justin looked actually like a good quarterback, where I'm like, that is a guy you can win with. After week 1, I'm like, dude, that is a really good quarterback. Fields was making throws, but what happened? Defenses are now game planning against him and completely shutting him down. That's what happened. And I think that him not being able to pre-snap, understand what defenses are coming is really, really frustrating. Absolutely, really, really frustrating. So what's going to be the offensive game plan now? How are the shifts of this offense going to look? And I think that, without Garrett Wilson, there needs to be a complete shift. And this is another thing that needs to change. Breece Hall is going to get traded, probably, but he's still on this team for this game. Why did Breece Hall get 0 targets in the pass attack? All I heard all offseason is that the Jets are going to utilize Breece as a weapon. And now you have to use Breece as a weapon out of the backfield through the air. You have no choice. Like, the fact that he had no targets is ridiculous. Not a screen pass, not a check down. Not like Breece Hall, you got to get this guy the ball in space. And the Jets got to rely on Breece in this game. Hey, boost that trade value. That's how I look at it. I don't want to trade Breece, but I'm accepting that's a reality. So let's just boost his trade value. Let's feed Breece Hall. He should be the entire offensive game plan in this one. Through the air, not just on the ground. So that's something you got to watch for this game against the Carolina Panthers, utilizing Breece Hall through the air. Arian Smith, can we utilize this guy's speed? The Jets tried their first attempt to throwing the football to him down the football field on Sunday against the Broncos. It took you to week 6 to try. Yeah, it wasn't successful, but do it again. Try it again. Get Arian Smith. If you can see that there's man coverage with just a single high safety, with not help over the top, let Arian Smith put on the burners and let him go. And hopefully you can trust Justin Fields to put it on the bucket, which is rare, but hey, you never know. Take a shot. You got nothing to lose, man. The Jets got to open up this offense and not just – and the reason why I say they need to open up the offense is this. I understand Justin Fields is limited. He does not thrive in that type of environment, but I don't care anymore. Like, this is evaluation mode. Go out there and rip it, Fields. And it's not on the coaches. I know last week I was like, the coaches got to give Fields a chance. They gave him the chance, and he completely failed. Keep giving him the chances, and Justin Fields got to keep proving to everybody who he is. Because if you're not a quarterback that can take a check down when it's right in front of your face, when you can't take your time, when you do take your time on a quick out route and you're late on throws, like, you're not an NFL starting quarterback in this league with that type of approach. So the Jets absolutely must get some receivers open early, and Fields just got to get the ball out fast. And I know it's easier said than done, but of Justin Fields' perspective, it's not easy. I mean, it's easier said than done around the league. Like, everybody does it. Any good quarterback lets that ball fly. Even Michael Penix on Monday Night Football for the Falcons. I was very impressed with him because he dropped back. He let it out with his left hand, just slinging it all over the field. Like, you got to get rid of the ball within the first 3 seconds. If you hold the ball for 5+ seconds, it's going to be an absolute failure. What's the run game going to look like? Because the run game has been hit or miss. Now, defensively, Jermaine Johnson, Jarvis Brownlee. Even if Michael Carter II's healthy, I don't expect him to play. I think Jarvis Brownlee just stole his job. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. in that secondary looked like the best player on defense throughout the entire season against the Broncos. How is he going to look? I think that the defensive strategy needs to be whatever the heck they did against the Denver Broncos, because that worked. That absolutely worked. They were disciplined. They were aggressive. They blitzed at the right times. They were sticky in coverage. They protected the end zone. They played really good on third down. It wasn't a perfect game for them against the Broncos defensively, but they did enough. And now you have Rico Dowdle, Bryce Young, Ted McMillan. Like, you got some playmakers. You got some young guys. This is a young Panthers team that is finding their stride, finding some confidence. And they're a pretty good offense right now in these last few weeks. Like, a really good offense, putting in really good numbers. Sauce Gardner against Ted McMillan. That's a matchup I'm watching. If Ted McMillan just goes out there and just balls out against Sauce Gardner, like, that would be absolutely ridiculous. Sauce, this is finally your game to have a bounce back. And when I say bounce back, like, go make a play. Go get an interception. Go force a fumble, Sauce Gardner, because, you're paid as the top guy. You're not playing like one. Jets fans are really getting sick and tired of it. And I want to see Sauce ball out more than anybody else, bro. So go out there and make some plays, man. Jamie Sherwood, he's coming off one of his better halves of the season. The first half was a little rough in the coverage, but when it came to the second half, he started making plays in the clutch. And that's the cool thing about the Jets defense I saw against the Broncos. They got better as the game went on. They started playing really good football in the third and fourth quarter. That's where you want to play your best defense. Yes, they gave up a touchdown in that first half at the end of the first quarter against the Broncos, but they did not allow a touchdown for the remainder of the game. So the defense, if they can force turnovers and be opportunistic and get into the philosophy and what they were trying to do with Steve Wilkes all this time, that would be awesome. So I don't know if it's going to happen, but the Jets got to get their hands on this football. They got to force turnovers, bro. Go take the ball away. That's how this defense is going to break through, because all it takes is a breakthrough. And it's really unfortunate that the offense was so putrid against Denver that was not the game where we won. Because if Justin Fields just went down and got Nick Folk in field goal range and we won the game in London, the Jets are 1-4 or 1-5, excuse me. And we have a taste of victory. All it takes is one win sometimes for a team like the Jets to break through. And what I mean by breakthrough, I just don't mean being like just out there. They're pressing, bro. They're playing scared. They're getting coached scared. They're playing scared. They got to be free. They got to let that stress out. They got to stop playing like they got something to lose. You got to play like you got nothing to lose. You got to go out there and put everything out on the line. And Aaron Glenn has got to be better at that 100%. It seems like Aaron Glenn is coaching this team not to lose rather than coaching this team to win. And that's not a trait you want. That's not a trait that you want to see, bro. So the Jets got to be better. And it starts with the head coach of this football team. It starts with Aaron Glenn, because everybody's going to keep holding him accountable, just like I am. Just because I'm saying that I don't want him to be fired right away does not mean I'm not going to publicly criticize the man, because he has a lot of reasons to be critical. We have a lot of reasons to be critical of Aaron Glenn, but I'm not going to ignore the improvements I'm seeing. I'm not just going to be blind to it, because this season is all about laying the foundation, and the Jets have a chance to get their first win against the Panthers. And this is the NFL, bro. Crazy things happen. The Giants beat the Eagles. Like, I understand the Jets are the worst team in football right now at 0-6, but I am going to keep keeping my hope alive. And it's the Jets are without Garrett Wilson, so it's hard to keep the hope alive. But at the end of the day, man, I know a win's going to come eventually. So you guys let me know where you stand on the Jets-Panthers game. Are you checked out? Are you even watching the game? Are you not even like caring about what happens? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Want to give a big shout out to Sleeper, the proud sponsor of Jets Media all season long. If you guys want to use my code JETS, you guys will get a 100% match up to $100 on your Sleeper app. Using the code JETS will do just that. You guys get $20 for free when you use my code JETS. That is $20 immediately when you log into the app and you make an account with my code. And then when you want to put some money in, they will match it up to $100. So basically, you put $20 in, they'll give you $20 for free. And on top of that, you get another additional $20 for free. So that's free money you get to play. Please bet responsibly. You guys can pick a lot of awesome parlays, over-unders, win up to 100x your money. So a big shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring Jets Media all season long.